Hello everyone, back again. This is Chinmay, and I'm just going to upload a short video, like about 5 to 10 minutes. So I have set up a complete microservice architecture project with sequence diagram, which I'm going to show you in this video. And this video I have set up everything starting from a service, then an API gateway, then a rate limiter, load balancer, circuit breaker, and a service registry as well. And in future, very soon, I'm just going to put a complete microservice project using the exactly same setup, and it will be completely for free, and I won't be charging anything for it. So if you are interested in such content, stay tuned and keep watching. So abhi ke liye I'm just going to upload the whole setup and going to explain you the sequence diagram. After that, I will try and think like how I can make a project out of it, and then as soon as it will be ready, I will put it online. So yeah, thank you so much, and let's watch it. This is Chinmay back again, and let me tell you what I'm going to show you in this video. So I was just working on a project to set up a microservice architecture in Java or Kotlin as usual. Okay. So इस वीडियो में मैं ये दिखाऊंगा भी और बताऊंगा भी कि how to set up a microservice architecture and how to align everything. And जब मैं कह रहा हूँ कि how to align everything, that everything means like service registry service, API gateway service, and then your other services like authentication service or like a payment service or like whatever it is. Okay. In my case, मैंने अभी 3 सर्विसेज बनाई है जो कि इनफ है टू शो यू हाउ अ माइक्रोसर्विस आर्किटेक्चर वर्क. ठीक है, तो जो यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं left hand side is Eureka server. This is a Eureka server, which is basically a service registry, which keep checking and trying that everything or like every service is up and everything is working fine. Okay, and इसके अंदर you can like अभी मैंने setup नहीं किया, but because it's like basic one, but you can set up a logic like whenever there is a service which goes down, this Eureka server can update you and can register logs for you. Okay, then here we are having an API gateway service. This is the most important service because this is the responsible service to route to provide you routing. ठीक है, वो मैं अभी यहाँ पे समझाऊंगा कैसे. And then below is just like one example service. It is like PostgreSQL JSONB. This is the project I created for YouTube where I taught you how you can save a JSON data blob in a SQL table using Spring Boot, Webflux, and Kotlin. Okay, so our motive to apply a circuit breaker, rate limiting, and an API gateway, and then set up this service connected to API gateway via Eureka server. Okay, so we will try to hit the route, this route, which is a like get route, and we will provide some license number and we will try to fetch institution data. Okay, so first let's talk about this. How can I zoom? Yeah, okay. So this is okay. I don't think we need to zoom a little bit, but it is fine. Maybe this is fine. I don't know. How to zoom? Okay. So we are having a client, we are having API gateway, we are having Eureka, we are having medical service, we are having concern service. As of now, I'm not having any concern service, but like this is just for an example. After this, you can add as many services as you want to add. अगर कॉन्सेप्ट या फंडामेंटल से समझ में आ गया उसके बाद यू कैन डू व्हाटएवर यू वांट टू डू. ठीक है, तो फंडामेंटल ये है कि दिस इज अ क्लाइंट मी लाइक हैविंग अ ब्राउजर और अ पोस्टमैन और एनीथिंग व्हिच आई कैन यूज टू टेस्ट माय सर्विसेज. देन दिस इज द एपीआई गेटवे. यहाँ जो आपको दिख रहा है वो ये है. ठीक है, ये इसका डायग्राम है और ये इसका कोडेड वर्जन है. सो आई एम नॉट जस्ट शोइंग यू डायग्राम एज अ लाइक सिस्टम डिजाइन थिंग, बट दिस इज द कोडेड थिंग व्हिच इज वर्किंग प्रॉपर्ली हियर. ओके, then this is the Eureka server. Okay, this is the coded example of Eureka server. अगर आप इन logs को देखते रहोगे continuously, so you will notice that logs are coming up and like they are stacking दे आर स्टैकिंग अप है एक के ऊपर एक के ऊपर एक. क्यों? क्योंकि यूरेका सर्वर का टेंडेंसी है कि वो एक continuously with the services and the API gateway health check करता रहता है. Okay, fine. This is the medical service and this is the coded version of medical service, and it can be any type of service. Anyways, the client service try to request a URL called like localhost 8080/API/medical and then the whatever the URL is. As soon as you hit this URL, तो ये URL जाएगा API gateway को. तो user सीधा API gateway को hit करता है, ना कि service को, which is a basic thing in microservice. तो API gateway को hit करेगा. API gateway register and fetch. Okay, सबसे पहले API gateway भी खुद को register करता है यूरेका के पास and gets its service registry. Okay, then when you hit API gateway tries to look up for medical service in Eureka server, and then if it found, then Eureka server return a medical service location. Then API gateway check करता है rate limiting and the circuit breaking logic. क्योंकि circuit breaker क्या होता है? I just try to save your services when there is a heavy load. ठीक है, अगर कोई सर्विस स्लो रिस्पॉन्स कर रही है या इसको लगता है कि वो डाउन हो सकती है ड्यू टू हैवी लोड, ये उसके हिसाब से एक विंडो को ओपन एंड क्लोज करता रहता है. और उस विंडो में से किस तरह से ओपन और क्लोज करता है विंडो को, कि इस विंडो में से कितनी रिक्वेस्ट पर सेकेंड आई शुड लेट गो जिससे कि सर्विस बनी रहे, डाउन ना हो. ठीक है सर. सो बेसिकली एक लोड बैलेंसर की तरह काम करता है, काइंड ऑफ, बट नॉट लोड बैलेंस. या आई मीन इज बैलेंसिंग द लोड. ओके, देन सो ये दोनों चेक पास होने के बाद API gateway will forward your request to the medical service, and then medical service will respond back to the API gateway, and then API gateway will respond back to the client. Then if client make a request to consent service, then again API gateway will look up for the consent service. As soon as it gets the current consent service location, it will again check for the rate limiting and the circuit breaking, and then for if everything is fine, then we'll forward the request to the consent service, and then the consent service will respond back to the API gateway and so on. Here there is a loop, and in that loop every service is participating because that loop is coming from Eureka, and Eureka keeps checking that services are up and running, and if any service is down, then it will notify you, it will put that information into the logs and you can check for it. Basically, I mean that's how it works. So ये जो पूरा sequence diagram है, ये जो पूरा architecture है, ये है कि how you can set up a microservice. So what I'm just trying to show you the fundamental of setting up a microservice architecture. ठीक है? Now let's just try to run it. So I'm already running it. Okay, so this is the UI of Spring Eureka. ठीक है? What I'm using something which is already being used at a production level in many big companies. ठीक है? और ये Eureka is not a very like simple thing. You can use it in production because even Netflix uses it in production. Okay, so it's coming from there. Then if you try to hit a URL like here, if you try to hit localhost 8080 medical, okay, yeah. So this is the URL. If you check the service, so this is the license and license number, and okay, so now okay, let me show you one thing. This service is running on port 8083. Okay, Native server is running on 8083. I can show you another proof that this is running on 8083, but here we are making request on 8080 because API gateway is routing to the service. You are not directly, I mean you cannot directly contact to the service. Okay, so API gateway / API medical institution license number. If you go to the controller, you can see institution is the request mapping, and then you have to put institution / license / number. And this API medical thing, ये कहाँ से आ रहा है? ये आ रहा है when you try to register your service with the API gateway. ये LB is the load balancer, path is the API medical. Stripe prefix to mean this basically if you put the value 2 here, so ये API और medical को cut करके trim करके सीधा इस route को hit करेगा, which is the route to get institution data from a medical service. Okay, and then these are the like other settings for load balances, circuit breaking and everything. So if okay, so अभी इसमें rate limiting भी added है. How? If you try to make too many requests, it will give you 4 to 9, which is like too many request error. Just try. Okay, here's the error. You are getting 4 to 9. Correct? And if you try to see the logs here, every time you make a request, it gives you a log that circuit breaker is working, event success. Okay, now just try to make a request. Okay, circuit breakers succeed, event mean circuit breaker is working and API gateway successfully processed a request. Again, if you try to make too many requests, it will give you again 4 to 9. Okay, so API gateway is working, circuit breaker is working, and rate limiting is working more specifically. And for the rate limiting, I am using Redis, which is running up and running in my Docker. So this is Docker. You can check this Redis is running here. If you see, I'm using Redis rate limiter. If you go to the gateway config, yeah. Okay, so this was the quick and like short and quick video where I just wanted to show you how you can set up a microservice project architecture. And in upcoming videos, I am going to create the whole video where I will be writing this code line by line for you, and we'll be adding few more services, and we'll make it a complete project, not just a demonstration thing. Okay, so if you like the video, stay tuned and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.